Cowboys?
I think it was a very safe hire for Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys, based on who their last head coach was, Jason Garrett, who had never had any NFL head coaching experience prior to this job. And he also had a personal relationship with Jerry Jones. He was a player for him and had a personal relationship. So I also think that personal relationship, Jerry Jones allowed that to affect his business, because who do they always tell you not to do business with? Family and friends.
Yep.
Right? And so you bring in Mike McCarthy based on his coaching experience, because that's what they said they wanted, because he won the Super Bowl in 2010. But the game has changed so much since then. It's changed significantly since then. And the last 4 years, when I'm evaluating Mike McCarthy, the head coach, the last 4 years, he was 11-16-1 with one of the greatest quarterbacks in the NFL. Every year, year in and year out, we are mesmerized by Aaron Rodgers, what he can do on the field with his arms, with his legs. He can extend plays. But he won one time with them because of Deshaun Watson's ability to be able to scramble, right? To be able to extend plays with his legs. That's where the game is right now. And so that's what Mike McCarthy has to do this time around. The same thing Lamar Jackson did this offseason. He reinvented himself. That's the same thing that Mike McCarthy has to do this time around. Because I think if he tries to make Dak a pocket passer, that doesn't equal success, right? It doesn't translate to success. Aaron Rodgers this year was number 11. The year after Mike McCarthy leaves, where the Green Bay Packers at? The number 1 seed. And so that's what we have to chew on, because that's the last thing that we've seen from Mike McCarthy.
Man, Reggie Bush just brought it.
Well, yeah, look, I said it yesterday. It's a good hire. This hire was gonna oh my God! Did you see who Jerry got? Man, Jerry got this hot shot OC that lightened up college. But Jerry says this is the first time, Skip, I believe that Jerry believed that he has a Super Bowl, because I don't think he thought Jerry thinks he's going to the Super Bowl, but realistically, he believes he has a Super Bowl team. When he hired Jason Garrett, I mean, that was what, a year after they had went 13-3, and Skip, they had lost in the divisional round to
Eli.
Eli. He's like, I'm not going to chance this team to a college guy or a first-year NFL head coach. I'm going to go with someone that's had previous experience, because I believe this team is ready to take off. I believe, and Mike McCarthy, look what I did. Jerry, Skip, for a guy that has as much as Jerry is easily wild.
He is.
For a guy that has it.
I would agree. No, he is.
So Mike went in there and said, Jerry, this is what I've been working on this offseason.
Yeah, I spent an offseason. I reinvented myself.
I got a 14-member team, analytics. All they do.
Sitting around.
Little knew they know to be playing esports.
You know what? Mike might hire Reggie Bush.
I go in there and call some plays.
But Skip, look, I agree with Reggie. And I said this yesterday, Skip. I said, it's a good hire. It's not great.
No.
But for what Jerry needs, Mike McCarthy was the perfect fit, because of all the guys that were available. He had the best resume. He can already say, Jerry, I've taken a team to the Super Bowl. And Jerry's like, well, you're right. All these other guys, if I bring in Urban Meyer, he's never coached in the NFL. If I bring in Lincoln Riley, I look at Lincoln Riley as a specialist. He's an offensive guy, Skip. His defense leaves a lot to be desired. His special teams are not great. Ain't like they running back punts and kickoff and blocking punts all over the place. So I look at him as a specialist. And he's like, these other guys, Marvin did an unbelievable job in Cincinnati.
Marvin Lewis.
But his resume is not like Mike. It's not like Mike McCarthy. So Mike McCarthy was safe. He's not going to wow you, but Jerry believed that this is the guy that can take us to where we need to be.
But why not interview more coaches? Well, why not interview some college coaches?
He interviewed his report. He interviewed 10 before he hired Wade Phillips. And this time he interviewed 2 before he settled, and one of the 2 was
his last 3 Super Bowls came from
required, I think, by the Rooney rule.
His last 3 Super Bowls came from coaches who came from college, Jimmy Johnson and Barry Switzer. So why not at least interview some?
And to your point, I needed a bombshell splash of a hire.
You did.
I needed your teammate, Urban Meyer. And I know it would have been high risk, but high reward. High risk because he's never coached a down in the National Football League. But, boy, he coached a bunch of downs in college football at the highest level.
He coached a bunch of guys that played in the NFL.
He sure did. One of them's name is Ezekiel Elliott. And I wanted somebody who would bring an edge, who would light a fire under a soft, underachieving 8-8 football team. If you want to, if you can figure out how to finagle Sean Payton out of New Orleans, or bring back Bill Cowher, or somehow talk Bill Belichick into leaving that sinkhole up there in New England and coming to Dallas and saving the day.
You might bring Tom Brady with him.
No, he won't.
You won't want that, do you?
I would take that.
So
Yeah, I'd put Dak on ice.
Oh my goodness!
would.
Dak, you hear that?
I'd put him on ice.
I'm surprised. Okay.
So here's the point. I'm going to hark back to that Bleacher Report expose of last April about why Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy fell apart and Mike got fired. Reason number one was Mike McCarthy's scheme went stale, said the article, and he did not, to your point, adapt. He did not adapt. He started to get full of his own juice, was the quote in the story. So what did Mike do? PR. He went back into his laboratory up there in his house in Green Bay and spent the whole year off reinventing his scheme, right?
Gotta do something.
I'm not buying it, but he sold Jerry a whole bill of goods on this one, and Jerry swallowed it hook, line, and sinker. And then the article says that Mike, over the last 4 years, slowly checked out and lost his enthusiasm to the point that during Saturday walkthroughs his last year in Green Bay, he would sneak upstairs and get a massage in his office, which really did not please Aaron Rodgers, and I do not believe, blame him for that, because really? Your head coach is getting a massage during your Saturday walkthrough? I've never heard of that before.
I've never heard that either, no.
Okay, and then finally,
It's hard coaching in Green Bay.
when Ted Thompson first hired Mike McCarthy, he called him that he was full of Pittsburgh macho. He grew up in Pittsburgh. But there's an insider in the article, a personnel director, says that Mike McCarthy is a fake tough guy, that he talks a better game than he actually plays as a tough guy, which is why the article has many quotes saying that he created a soft culture in Green Bay.
Yeah, finesse
So
culture.
wait, meet the new coach, same as the old coach. This is Jason Garrett all over again, because Jason created a very soft culture in Dallas.
And sometimes, Skip, when you have a great player, sometimes the lines get blurred. You don't realize that player is great, and you think it's me.
Right.
So he probably sold
I think he thought it was him. I agree with you.
Well, look what he did when Aaron Rodgers was hurt, when Brett Favre was hurt. That's where he really struggled. And that's where I believe coaches really excel. That's where you really earn your money.
Look at
What do
Sean
you
Payton
do?
when
Exactly.
Drew Brees got
Use
hurt.
that.
Look at Kyle Shanahan when Jimmy Garoppolo, he's taking C.J. Beathard, he's taking guys, he's like,
Third string quarterback.
Who are these guys in winning ball games?
Yeah.
True.
That's when you know a guy can coach.
That
now,
is true.
if you get Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre, well, you should win.
Yep.
You got two of them.
Off top.
And Mike McCarthy was criticized in this article for never finding anybody and rarely benching anybody, so he didn't crack the proverbial whip at all. He's not that kind of guy. He wants to coach offense. He wants to throw the football a whole lot his way.
A lot.
Okay?
Skip, you got to have discipline. You got to have structure.
Yeah.
If you guys got to listen. Guys are gonna skate, and if you let them, they'll keep. And some coaches, and that was the thing that Mike. Wade. I love Wade, but Wade's problem was he let guys. As long as you played for Wade on Sunday, you can be a little late. You can be 5-6 pounds overweight.
I got it.
Mike Shanahan's like, hell no, you're not. It's $50 a pound, and it's $100, and it's $150, $200. So pretty soon, like, whoa, okay, I'm getting fined $20,000 for weight.
Wow.
You got to hold guys accountable.
The best coaches always strike a little fear in the locker room.
Gotta
When
have
you're
it.
a little afraid of this guy. He might just...
Just a little.
Release somebody.
Yep.
Yeah, and they need to get back to that toughness aspect that you're talking about for the Dallas Cowboys, because right now, this is a talented team. But
So they say.
So they say.
they got a lot of talent on that team.
They
so
do
they
have
say.
a lot of talent.
They do.
But,
But
this was
until-
Jerry Jones' this was his time to win right now.
Okay? And I think he just hired a more accomplished Jason Garrett.
I think Reggie's word said it all. Safe. It really
Safe.
seems to be
Safe.
the right
Yeah.
fit for the situation. And Super Bowl champ Reggie Bush with us this morning. We've been looking forward to having you just to get your take on this hire. In your opinion, McCarthy, good hire or bad hire for the Cowboys?
I think it was a very safe hire for